motivated racer?
Uh, I guess it's not really. The the races don't go that long, so you
Yeah,
just sort of rip into it, and yeah, I don't know. I don't seem to crash into that much stuff, so that sort of helps a little. But no, I don't think it's not a 2 hour long race with pit stops or anything like that. So I think you can only be so calculating. Really, you just got to give a shit
either,
every lap.
either pin it or don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's such a I've always thought that you were a pretty calculated racer in terms of like looking from the outside. Anyway, like I've seen, you've made certain moves and it seems like it's really calculated at that time. But
Well, racing for a while, like say if you pull a slider or something, you don't want to pull when it doesn't work
yeah,
because then you've just lost that lap. You've actually lost 2 laps because you've got to speed back up. And when you're driving around the outside of someone, if they bounce up in front of you and their your left front's going to hit their right rear, it's over. So you got to concede. There's nothing you can do. You keep going, you'll hit them and you'll crash and blame them, and you're still out.
yeah,
Same as if you pull a slider on someone and they ride your wheel. It is what it is. As long as it's not over the top, it's everyone's got the same opportunities.
do you have any moments in the car where you're like, whoa, shit, like,
Where you breathe in,
yeah,
yeah, that happened.
yeah, still to this day, even though you've probably had numerous amounts of spiders thrown on you, or
Uh, Not really. Like the sliders you see coming, like you can see them from there. So I've never really had someone just land on top of me. I don't think.
yeah,
Um, the I guess I've been squeezed up against the wall with their right rear and my left front,
yeah,
but yeah, you have the moments where you breathe in just before you crash. But
yeah. Well, some of them, they just happen so quick anyway. You don't even have time to.
but the hardest time I've had in a race car lately was Darwin, um, because we had COVID and then I broke my shoulder, so that put me out for a season. And then I hadn't raced much the year after that either. So I drove Scott Perrett's car. He was good luck enough to let me drive it when Chad had to go home for family reasons, unfortunately. And that just I was just out of control. Like it was just happening so fast and not high enough, and that was and it sort of felt like you were relearning to do it again because it had like 3 quiet seasons in a row, and then get in a strange car and proper race and get back into it. So that was tough. Like it took me a night and a half to get going. I remember in the B main saying to myself, run the wall and do it properly. And pulled a short slider, didn't make it through, missed the top. Ended up going back from a transfer position back to eighth, I think, and just kept running the wall, and then it all sort of clicked again and caught back up, and got in the final, and I think we come sixth or seventh on the back. So that was pretty tough, but it was pretty cool. But no, it was just a blur.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Speaking of blurs, how do you go with the eyes? I watched the Viet Supercar guy drove Dyson's car, and he was talking about how shaky it was. He never realised how. Did it take you a while to get the eyes back in again, or
um, no, not really. I would like to have 25-year-old eyes. That would be good. I find the cushion hard to see now,
yeah,
but I know what he means. Like the things they shake, especially when something's wrong. They just shake out of control. Um, it's funny. I was watching the Indy 500, and one of them said they'd flat spotted a tire and it was shaking, and they showed the in-car camera, and you can only imagine what it's like in there. So it's not the only sport where it does it, but yeah, I remember at Speedway City once we same thing as what happened to my car. The uni joint had failed in the dash in the Diamond Bay car, and I said you got to change the uni, and I remember Steve said we don't have time, so sent me out. And I remember it was just blurry the whole way, and it wrecked it. Like we come in, the thing was wrecked. Like the torque tube was ruined, and the bell housing was ruined, and all the brake pads had fallen off, and the bearings in the motor were ruined. Like it wasn't a very good deal. But yeah, that was blurry the whole way.
I remember one of the greatest things I've ever seen